Hey everyone, it's the Hair Healer. Welcome to my late night show I'm just putting on right now, Mars Retrograde Reflections. Let me just tell you, I know that I'm often asking you to dive deep related to the planets and bring a bunch of self-awareness and look at your inner child, but I'm not also sharing what I am currently finding in myself and what self-awareness I'm bringing to myself. A lot of times when I ask these questions or say how it's related to self-awareness, it's because it's often what is being shown in my face or in my client's face. And so I relate it to the planets, but this is a little special for, as my cat keeps knocking that over, Mars Retrograde Reflection and what have I been feeling and going through this whole week. Well, let me start back to last week when hey, 11. Let me start last week. One of the first things when station retrograde, I am a working mother. I have loved my children. Every ounce of work I do is for my kids. They are my world. I work and I'm with them, my boys. But however, I did choose to build a career over staying at home with my kids from the very beginning. From my first son, I had him at 24, but I was ready to go. I remember crying to my mom and being like, at 6 weeks, she's like, what's wrong? I said, no, I can't wait to go back to work. And unfortunately, we live in a society that's gotten much better, that there's still so much pressure and expectations on women, or feelings of guilt. Why would a woman, choose to work her career 75% of the time and, leave the husband or significant other or someone being the primary caretaker? I don't know. I love my children. I'm a wonderful mother. That's all I know. But I also love my career, and that is what I'm doing right now and raising. But that doesn't mean that there isn't this sense of guilt that comes with that every day, or like the other day, it started all of a sudden slow down. And I thought, oh my God, I'm a horrible mom. I can't believe I'm this, I'm that. Meanwhile, I'm working to provide for them. But all those thoughts, all those things that we're told, especially as working women or working mothers, that the guilt just comes up. And I walked into a client's house and her kids were older, but she had these pictures all over of her boys young. And I literally started crying because I was reflecting. I know how short life is, and I know how they will only be small for some time. And that is painful, right? So what came up was fear, was guilt, them not thinking I'm going to be a good enough mother, them reflecting back on that. Were wounds that came up during this time, right? Like Mars working so hard, and then seeing, am I missing all of this? You know what I mean? What am I missing? And that was something that really I reflected. And again, it was like pushing out the guilt, getting rid of those talks, those voices. But that was really a struggle that I guess that I didn't quite see was there, that came up. That was the first struggle. Look, I put my notes of reflecting on the ways that I'll talk about currently. So the last 24 hours, I got my PayPal hacked, and that was a whole mess. And I had noticed, sometimes we have a delayed reaction to actions taken against us during Mars retrograde. So I noticed I got this email in French that's from my account sent to someone. I thought, that's weird. Did I accidentally change my account to French? How would that have happened? And normally I feel like under a different circumstance, I would have been like, oh, someone's attacking my account. Let me get it, get it done. I thought, it didn't even cross my mind that was weird. And I let hours go by. And I'm laying in bed, I thought, maybe I should check that back out again. And of course I got hacked, and they tried to send $1,000 to someone. But when things slow down, there can be and again, when we see an aggressive force coming at us, there was this delayed reaction to kind of fight back or even care or want to do anything about it. Meanwhile, it's been such a pain in the ass, to get that fixed. But again, there was these delayed reactions to that. What other ways were this affecting me? Got my so as you guys know, I have started filming season 2 in my studio and in person this weekend, So Mars, again, it was going like this. We were work, kept going, kept doing. It slowed down, and I'm still trying to work, but things have been chaotic, right? Yesterday, I had my first episode I recorded here, and for 24 hours, my kids were crazy. That morning, I could not even zen and they were just all over the place. And my guests showed up here. I'm trying to get this clean. Nothing's working. My kids are running around like crazy, and I'm like, I can't even zen or get into my mindset before this interview. This is so Mars retrograde. Like, you have to work, you have to keep going, but all this craziness is happening around you. The episode turned out amazing. Similar to this morning, I had my first on-site interview, and I was, of course, 45 minutes late to get Nikki to get everything we needed. I forgot something. I forgot this. I was like all over the place. It was like I had to get on site, and all these things were just like stopping me and blocking me and creating this like effortless grind. Forgot my wallet. Nevertheless, we got there. It was an amazing episode also, an interview also. So when we work, there's just this weird delayed things, right, around aggression and around work and around a lot of other things, but it's slowing us down to reflect, re-engage, reconsider. You know, it's interesting how what else came up for me? This is what else came up for me. Sorry, I sort of lost my little track there. 3 years ago was the last Mars retrograde, okay? I was used to be a reactor, if you can't tell. So I would get very angry and then I would react. So I looked back and some similar things happened since retrograde started that had happened 3 years ago, the last retrograde, and I was reacting differently. I didn't actually care. So about certain things, like it was like the same situation had happened and I was reacting differently. So sometimes we'll have these situations of aggression come out, and then the following retrograde, it's like, oh wait, did I grow past that? Did I spiritually learn from that? Did I evolve from that? And sometimes that's how it can come too. It can show up in that way. One last way that this reflected on me is I had a little haterade thrown on me this past week, which I know, how could it be? But I reacted in a small way. I like to react in my sort of sassy way. Like sometimes I like to throw it out there, don't fuck with me. So I did that, but all I kept hearing, right, was my higher self, my teachers, people saying to me, you're still on their vibration. You're still caring. You're still, by doing that, still putting yourself at that vibration and caring and attracting that more, attracting that hate more, attracting that. Okay, how do I get to a spot that it doesn't even bother me a little bit? The minute I see hate, I fucking laugh in their face. And do the truths are true. Clearly I wasn't there if I still reacted, but a much less react, because that is, hidden enemies will come during this time, Mars retrograde, and a lot of time our haters are our biggest triggers of things that aren't right, that we're not okay with inside, whether we think we're okay with it, and then whether it's something someone used to say when we were young, or a parent, or something to believe, whatever it is, right, can come just like that during this time. So what I learned from that is do not react. That's what the universe responds from. It responds from your reaction. It responds from your emotion. It responds from that. It keeps you on the vibration. Don't react. Even though I reacted in my own way that I thought was like cute and funny and like made me look like, you know, I'm a bad bitch, don't fuck with me, I'm still on that level. Do you get what I mean? So a lot of times Mars retrograde teaches us to let go, and the haters teach us where we need to grow and where we're not okay with in ourselves. All right, 8 minutes, 31 seconds. I know I rambled. I'm always rambling. I went on, but I hope you could follow that. Those are my Mars reflections. Okay, some haterade, not feeling like a good enough parent, get my PayPal hacked. It's been 1 week into Mars retrograde. Here we go. What does the rest of the week have? I don't know. So if you listen to this whole thing, I love you. Hope it helped.